So here's where we left off in the last episode. Now this sets it up so that does match the drums better. So let's bring the drums back in. So in the last episode, we had taken a nebulous polyrhythmic guitar part that didn't really have a strong sense of beat and used a gating effect to apply some rhythm to it so it would match the track tempo and the click. I added a little bit of drums just to set the tone of where the tempo is, not as a final drum track, but just as something to work with, so I know where the tempo is. So I realized after the last one that I really didn't have any sort of a chord progression and also nothing that would really function in terms of a standard song form. So I did want to put together a chord progression that would fit that, but that also would be more structured in a 4/4 time with maybe like a 4 or 8 bar pattern. So today I went for the electric piano, one of my favorite sounds to play with, and I added a chord progression. So the first thing I did was just experiment and play with some chord progressions in that tempo, like you can see here. And then I finally settled on one that I liked. I put in the actual names of the chords just so you could see them, but honestly, I didn't really know what I was playing. I just decided afterwards to figure out what the chords actually were, and just so you can see what they are on the screen. Then, when I brought that part back into the drums and the guitars that I had before, here's what it sounded like. I wanted you to hear two different versions of it where I took out the drums. I had the piano playing only with the gated guitar part in the first example, and then in the second example that you'll see, I just went back with that original guitar part that had no real sense of rhythm, just so you can kind of see how they all work together. And also what I like about this is it gives me options. And so that's where we find ourselves at the end of this episode. I don't know quite what's next. I'm pretty sure I want to be building on that chord progression and building up the arrangements so it's going to be fuller. Hey, if you like what I'm doing here and you want to follow along, you should definitely subscribe to the channel, ring the bell so you'll be notified. And thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing what's next.